I want to show you some exercises for the neck, how to stretch and how to strengthen. A lot of people don't have access to the gym or they don't have time. So you could do this at home, you could do it at work, you could do it even sitting in anywhere. And they're simple. So let me start with, I like to start with, before we do the neck, I like to start with just shoulder shrugs. So let's do this one. And you can go ahead and do these with me as I'm doing this. So you do 10 shoulder shrugs and you do circular motion. You do complete back like this. You will take the shoulder as far as you can back. You do about 10 times, okay? I lost track of how many I did. Okay, let's say I did 10, right? So then you do the opposite, okay? Because you want to warm up these muscles. That's where the neck sits on. It sits on the upper back area, trapezius and all that. All these muscles are players in that. So you want to warm it up by doing these. So you're doing, I did forward and I did back 10 times, okay? Now we can go ahead and start with the exercises. So I like to start with simple range of motion. So I turn my head to the right side to as far as it goes, and I hold it for like about a couple of seconds, and then I'm back to neutral. Then I go back. It stops here. I hold it for 2 seconds, and I'm back, okay? So I do it 3 times, okay? Okay, now we're gonna do the other side, the left side. So I turn it, hold it, and come back. And then I turn it a little more, and come back second, and then I'm doing the 3rd time. Now, you might notice every time you might be able to go a little bit further. That's okay. That's good. That means the muscles are relaxing. So I did rotation. Now the next one we're going to do is flexion and extension. So I flex my head forward. Make sure you're sitting upright and your back is straight. So you take it as far as it goes and hold it and back. And then you do the second one. Hold it. Back. And the 3rd time. Okay. And now for extension, okay? Extension, I don't want you to like just nod your head back. I want you to tuck the chin in. And what you do is you extend the back, and then you can follow with your neck. So back to neutral. Again, the chin is tucked in. I take it back, and that way it covers the lower neck. When it stops, it doesn't go any further, then you can go ahead and bring your head back and back to neutral. And I'm going to do a 3rd time. Again, chin tucked in, take it as far as it goes, and then I extend it back further and come back. Now the last one is we're doing the side bending. So what you do is you take your head to the side, so as far as it goes, okay? Hold it and then back. Then I do the 2nd time, okay? So the weight of the head is also working with you, because with the gravity, it gets pulled down. And if you want, you can just push a little bit down on it. Just a teeny bit, so that way it stretches, okay? So you push it a little bit and back, but keep it comfortable. If there's too much pain, then don't do whatever you can handle second. And we're gonna do a 3rd one, okay? Like this, okay? All right, so these are active range of motion. Now, in order to, we wanna, let's say, improve the range of motion, and then we wanna do isometric stretches or isometric exercises to strengthen, because the muscles, when they are chronically stiff, they become weak. So stretching is not enough, because there's some people, they say, oh, I do yoga, I do these stretches all the time, but then the tightness keeps coming back. I tell them stretches is just to warm them up, to break up the adhesion, but then we need to strengthen the muscle. It's referred to as sometimes core strengthening. So you have to strengthen these muscles. So I like to start with just doing an isometric, meaning it's neutral your head. And what I do is I want to go flexion, extension, rotation, and side bending. But what I do is, let me start with flexion. So I put my hand, one of my hands, and I keep my head neutral. And what I do is I push like 20% of my strength for about 10 seconds. Okay? And then I relax, take a couple of breaths, and come back again. Put it in the forehead. Okay? And then what you do again, I'm pushing against my fist. Okay, you can keep it open if you want. I just like to do it this way for 10 seconds. Okay, and then relax. Okay, and the 3rd time I'm gonna push and then relax. Okay, so I've done now flexion. Okay, it's called isometric because you're not moving the muscles, you're keeping it where it is, but you're developing strength in it. Now, in order to do extension, you could use one hand or you could use 2 hands. and I can do it this way. So you can keep your head neutral. So I put my hand back here and I push against my arm and I resist because I want to keep my head neutral. You count about 10 seconds and then you relax, okay? And you can take your time with these. You don't have to rush through them, okay? Then take a few breaths and then come back again. And I'm going to push back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then I relax. That's the second set, okay? I can just relax, you know. If you want to move around like this, that's okay. And then let's do a third time. So we're doing extension now. And I push. Again, don't push too much. If it's 20% is too much, do 10%. Whatever you can handle, okay? But don't, this is not like a wrestling match. Don't try to think I have to push really hard. 15, 20% is more than enough resistance. So again, 10 seconds and it's over. So I just finished flexion and extension, okay? Now in order to do rotation, okay, the way we do that one is I put my hand, and the best way is to put, you can put your hand this way, or you can put the fist, or you can put your fingers. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna, let's say I want to do it this way, okay? So now what I want to do is I want to, as if I'm going to turn my head this way, but I'm going to stop it with my hands. Again, keep up your good posture. Make sure you sit up straight. So then I do the first one. So I'm as if I'm turning to the right, but then my hand is, if you notice, it's on the temporal area right here, and it's not in the back. So that way I stop it from doing this, right? So I'm doing this. I count for 10 seconds, okay? And then I relax, okay? And then I do it again. I put my hand here, and I'm going to turn, and I resist with my right arm for about 10 seconds, okay? Okay, and I relax, okay? I'm gonna do a third time, okay? So my hand is here, and then I push. And then relax, okay? Now I will do the same thing on the left side. So it's as if I'm turning to the left. So my hand, this hand, is gonna prevent it from turning, okay? In case it's tricky. So you can try it, play around. So I'm pushing against it, but not too much, and I'm not wrestling with my hand. I'm just gonna push 20%. So here we go. I start with the left. I'm turning to the left. Okay. 10 seconds, and I relax, okay? And then I do it again. Again, I resist, I push, hold. And 10, and I relax, okay? And we're gonna do a third one, okay? And relax, okay? So now just shake it off, relax, move your shoulders back and forth. Okay, so again, so to summarize, we did active range of motion, and then I did isometric stretches. Now, I wanna show you one more one that is really good. That will take it to a next level. Okay, so now it's gonna be almost the same isometric, but we're gonna take out the slack, okay? It's like a manual stretch isometric, okay? So let me start with the rotation, okay? Let's say I'm turning to the right. So what I do, I take it to as far as it goes to the right, and then I put my hand here. And so what I wanna do is I wanna try to bring it back to the front as if I'm resisting, as if I'm doing this. So let's say it stops here. I put my hand here. Now I'm pushing with my head toward the front against my hand for about 10 seconds. Okay. And then I relax. Okay. Then I notice that you will notice that the muscles will relax. So you take out the slack, but I remove my hand, but you can keep it here. So every 10 seconds you push. Let me repeat it again. Okay. And relax. And then I take out the slack because you do, and let me do it a third time and then I'll explain it again. And relax. So basically, you know, I'm doing the range of motion, right? But let's say it's limited. So now with the resistant, it will break the tension in the muscle, but allow me to take the range of motion more. So when I do the left side, you can watch me again. So here I am. This is where it stops. So with this hand or this hand, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna do it here. So I'm gonna go as if I'm gonna look at the camera. So I'm gonna push and hold. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then I'll take out the slack. because it will fatigue, and you take out the slack. And then I'm going to push again and relax, take out the slack, and push again. And take out the slack 3 times. It's amazing. This works. It really, you will have almost instant range of motion improvement. But sometimes it re-stiffens. That's why you have to do them regularly so they can become naturally loose without doing these exercises. Now, the next one we did rotation. What we do is now flexion. So now I bring it to as far as it goes. And now with this hand, I put it back here. And what I do is I push back with my head as if I'm going to straighten it. And I resist. Again, we're doing 10% or 20% rather. 10 seconds. And then relax. Push it down further. You'll take it the slack. Now you're going to push again against my arm. So again, I'm trying to lift my head up to face the camera right in front of me, but I'm resisting with my arms, both of them. Okay, for 10 seconds, and then relax, take out the slack, and I'm going to do it a third time. I'm pushing back. And relax, okay? So that's for flexion. Now for extension, okay? So I extend my head back to the end range, okay? Just make sure it's comfortable, don't overdo it. But let's say it's comfortable here. So I put my hand, you could do both hands or you could do one hand. Okay, now I'm gonna do both hands just to show you. So what I do is it's here. So then what I do is I, again, keep up the good posture. That's very important, don't slouch, okay? So then here's my head extended. So then I push forward. And again for 10 seconds, roughly, 8-10 seconds is fine. And then after that, relax. It will loosen up, and then push again from that position. And you could use, again, just one hand. I'm just doing two hands, if it's easier for you. Okay, and then relax, and then push again. And relax, third time. So we did flexion, extension, we did rotation. Now we need lateral flexion, side bending. So now I'm bending here, okay? Let's say I bend to the right. So what I do is with this hand, I can put it on top and resist. So I'm gonna try to do this. So I'm resisting with my right arm. So I bring it up and I hold it for 10 seconds. Again, make sure you have a good posture. Okay, relax, and then take out the slack, push a little bit more. If it's 20% too much for you, you can do like 10 or less and work your way up to 20%. That's okay. Okay, again, pace yourself, and we do a third time, 10 seconds. So you notice 30 seconds each side. It's not a lot. So now we do the other side. We bend it. Let's say it stops here. I put my hand up here, and so then now I'm pushing up and resisting with my left arm so I don't lift my head straight up. And 10 seconds, see, it lets go. Then you do the same thing. You push against your arm, and then relax, you let go, take out the slack, hold it there, okay, and then push a third time. And relax. Okay, so now we covered all the range of motion. We did active, we did isometric, and then with assisted isometric movement range of motion. These are wonderful exercises. If you do these, you strengthen your neck muscles. If you have disc issues, disc bulges, or if you have just fatigue, just tired muscles from just being on the computer, behind, on the phone, typing, writing, whatever, your head is slouched, these will help not only stretch but strengthen your neck muscles, and hopefully that will make you feel better and become healthy and well.